Boy, here we go. It's time. I got one viewer. Hooray! Oh shoot, my mic's like all over the place. Stupid wires. This is why we have technology. Oh, I'm live. Hello, guys. Dirk the Red Panda here with Password, and I was just talking to myself about wires. Yes, so we just finished day 4 Password. I mean, not just finished, like, did 2 weeks ago because my scheduling is terrible in the summer. So yeah, I did day 4 of Tyson's route 2 weeks ago, and we'll be continuing his route today. So here we go. We're gonna load it with my special custom names for each page because I'm smart now. I'm very smart now, guys. Hopefully my chat's been really weird lately. Like, let me try popping it again and repasting it because for some reason it's doing the regular YouTube like box instead of like actually being what it was with custom CS code. Hopefully YouTube is not trying to screw me over again, but I bet it is. So, that's just how life goes. A lot has been screwing with me, so let me see if it's something in the settings. Ew, what is that capsule? I know, right? That's what I'm addressing. This is what happens when YouTube likes to screw with code and for some reason not allow your OBS to do custom code. Let's see if that will change anything. Nope, not at all. Let me try and recreate the chat. What was it? Was it window display? Image display? I think it's window capture. Chat. Okay, no, it's not it. Or wait, is it? Can it be? Sorry guys, I'm delaying this for so long. Let me add to existing. Wait. No, it's not there. Never mind. I think it's display capture. Nope. Video capture device? No. I forgot what I used for it. Was it game capture? No, it couldn't have been. It can't be image. Oh, it's happening again. Is it a... No, it's not seen. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me as I figure this out. Because I named it The Chat. How can I not find The Chat? Let me check the settings of it again. Like, what the heck is The Chat? Oh, it is browser. Okay. The Chat 2.0. Here we go. Time to put in the URL. Well, not that. There we go. Time to get OBS Studio on my screen for no reason. Alrighty. This is the benefit of joining me within the first 5 minutes. You get to watch me just mess around with my OBS. While I bore you guys with my lack of personality. Wait, no, don't change it. Here we go. Is this gonna work? Or is it gonna be the same exact thing again? It is the same exact thing again. May have to re-Google how to do the chat again, but that's really ridiculous that my custom chat stuff is not working with CS code. That is so odd. Let's see if that will work. I'm trying to refresh it. Nope. Does the same thing again. Alright, so enough with messing around with that. We're gonna say goodbye to Chat 2.0. Rest in peace. And we're just gonna get into the actual visual novels. So without further ado, and with all of that boring stuff out of the way, let's get into the reading. So when morning came, I felt as though I could have rolled over and gone back to sleep. It hadn't been an easy night, but much like waking up the first time, something told me I wasn't getting back to sleep. I may as well get up. I had a shower, got dressed, and checked my phone. No new messages, no updates from any of my apps. Nothing on Grindr yet. I made my way downstairs. Seemed as though I was the first one to arrive, too. Why didn't I stay in bed? Okay, that sounded way too downtrodden. Why didn't I stay in bed? Better. I sat down, face buried in my hands as I tried to wake up. Having a rough morning? You have no idea. Oh my god, David's just describing me like right now. Even though nothing has been rough up until like setting this channel stuff up for my video, it's just been rough. Like this past hour of setting this up. Like first I had to do submit another homework assignment for my summer class. Then I tried to get this set up. I sound like such a vain person, but I don't know. I'm just having a stupid, slumpy moment. I think it's just me being downtrodden emotionally. So, please cheer me up, Haas. My brain's like, be angry, but my mind is like, my brain's like, be angry, but I have no reason to be angry. Anyway. Oh. Rough night as well? I feel like something woke me up last night, but no idea what. Oh? Did something go bump in the night? Orlando was worrying about ghosts before he went to bed, but I haven't seen him yet. There might have been some sort of noise. Seemed very quiet last night, though. I've noticed that a lot of the rooms seem to be naturally soundproofed. I'm not sure how or why, but just what I've noticed. That would probably explain the lack of sound. Still, probably not the case if you heard something from outside your room loud enough to wake you. That, or maybe your room isn't soundproofed. I don't remember hearing anything last night, at least. Maybe I just dreamt it. Haas sat down at the table, pulling out his phone and using the camera to fix his mane. A very true thing that I even do with my own self. He'd always been very conscious of his looks, but for how early take 3. He'd always been very conscious of his looks, but for how early it was, this was ridiculous. It made me feel a little self-conscious, but at least I'd showered and made an effort to look somewhat presentable. By comparison, though... Morning! Dean, despite the cheery greeting, punctuated it with a loud, unresisted yawn immediately after. Morning. Tyson, too, looked rough. But given how late he was up last night, getting them swole gains, it's no matter he looked a mess. Wait, what? It's no wonder he looked a mess. Am I having dyslexia? Good to see Dirk has a good mic. Here's the thing. When you restart your computer, it gets better. The fact the pair of them weren't at ease each other's throats must have meant they were past the point of being coffee cranky and almost oblivious to one another. Dean and Tyson, best boys, but not best boys to each other. Not that I was complaining. You guys sleep well? Ugh, no. Probably going to have to take a nap later. My night was pretty terrible too. Well, that sucks. Wait. What the hell? I just started reading Nahoshi's Nahoshi Art's comment. I was like, wait, is he spoiling the game or is he just talking about the climate crisis? Like, hold on, brain. Focus, dang it, focus. But anyway, that sucks. I'll get the coffee going, I guess. Dean shuffled off, looking no better than Ty, but at least more functional. Maybe I should suck up to Dean for some of that coffee. What's this? Tyson's considering being nice? Oi, you keep that up and I'll just skip to my morning workout. With a huff, Ty took a seat next to me and sank into it, folding his arms and settled in for the wait for coffee. Then Sal arrived, towel in hand, ready to whip us with his towel. Morning. Looked like he was planning on going for a swim. Again. Morning swim? Breakfast first. Are you going to be doing anything other than swimming while we're here? Gym. Waits after lunch. I felt Ty shift next to me. Someone wasn't overly keen with that idea, I gathered. Possibly struggling with the prospect of having to share the space he'd claimed as his? Sounds like a plan, Sal. Maybe I'll see you down there. Or maybe Ty can keep you company. Ty elbowed me in the side, saying nothing. Maybe. Sal then went and sat down nearby, looking about the room, seemingly waiting. Soon after, Orlando and Dean entered at the same time, both from the kitchen. Guess what I have? Coffee. Dean took the chair next to me, sliding the coffee across to me before setting the rest of it off to the side. From the corner of my eye, I could see Tyson eyeing it off without wanting to directly ask Dean. Oh man, that hits the spot. My voice is too crackly for Dean right now. I am doing such an awful job with Dean. Either that or I'm having voice dysmorphia. If that's even a thing. It's mostly with Dean particularly, where I just don't feel like I get the right voice for Dean. Like, I try and go for something like this, but it always comes off wrong somehow. But then again, I'm just being the biggest pessimist right now. I'm sorry, guys. I just feel like an ass right now, so... Anyway, I poured Ty a cup and took my first sip. Glorious. Invigorating. Liquid ambrosia. Morning. Anyone hungry? Orlando didn't bother waiting for anyone to respond before laying food out on the table. Hold on. Where's Roswell? Still asleep? Must be. What a lucky guy. I would have loved to sleep in. Okay, there we go. It's better now. I did it. Did anyone see him come home last night? Anyone? Plot convenience? Anyway, you don't think? He's not lost in the forest, is he? That's bad if he is. It's pretty thick. Sal's actually scared for once. If he is there a way of knowing? Unlikely. Well, we can't go searching either.
Well, we could, but we'd possibly end up just as lost depending on how far we got.
Oh, what to do? It's hard to be dramatic with Sal because he's just such an emotionless type of character. Ah, your voice for Dave is perfect. Well, that's just my regular voice. Ah, brother. So, Tyson, nothing we can really do until he shows up, I guess. What about Benson? Should we ask him? How long should we wait before we get the police involved? How about we have breakfast, search the mansion, and if we can't find him, we'll wait until nightfall before contacting the police. We're going to need our energy in the search anyway, and if he's in the forest now, who knows if he's already on his way back? He could have just gone for a morning walk. Well, that too. We just don't know. Well, okay. We ate our breakfast with relative haste compared to any other morning and set off in search of Roswell. I mean, I kind of do agree with you, Jaro. Dave is just such a, I just say what as if I was just narrating, kind of like this. So I really need to maybe give him a more distinct voice. So we all split up and checked the house. We searched for a good hour before meeting back at the foyer. Oh, everybody's sad. So, no sign of Roswell from you guys? Nope. At least I couldn't find him anywhere.
It's odd though, right? You'd think he'd be around somewhere.
Wait. I just read Clorox Bleach's comment. Gil is a pedo and he sexually harasses students because he's hot, so he gets a pass. They're all college students, Clorox. It's not pedophilia if they're all college kids. Yeah, I could totally see Dave as a male voice. Kind of like my Carl voice, but not too Carl-like. A little less extreme version of Carl. I don't know. So, well, yeah, right? Not many places he could be. Not wrong there. We all check different places. Don't think he'd deliberately hide from us. I sent him a message. That's just the extent of Sal's looking for him. I texted him. And he just walks off. Bye. Oh, no reply. Well, he's gotta be somewhere, right? Forest, inside the house, outside the house, or the vault. Why didn't we have this on Dean's route? We will never know. Well, let's check the vault. But first, let me take a save slot. No, that's a bad joke. Please don't hurt me. My jokes be terrible today. My mood be terrible today. But most of all, Tyson be terrible today. Anyway, the vault? Question mark? It's not likely, but what about the vault? That big door downstairs? It's possible. How could he get in, though?
Whoa, hold on. There he is.
Well, we didn't even have to try. I think this was in the previous route, too. I don't know. Haas's comment came suddenly, excitedly pointing towards the back door. We filed out into the backyard, meeting up with Roswell as he drew ever closer. You look pretty rough, buddy. Where have you been? Oh, Roswell's so sad right now. I want to give him a hug, even though he's my least favorite character, even though he has redeeming qualities of some sorts.
But out of the six, let me count this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, out of the 6 characters, I'd say he's 6th on my list. Wait, there's 7 characters. Include Badger in there. Let's just stick Badger in there. He'd be 7. Just kidding. Anyway, were you outside this whole time? I'm okay. Really, just tired. Any possibility of us believing him went out the window when he started coughing. Whoa, that doesn't sound so great. Let's get you inside. Fade to black. With Roswell still coughing up his lungs, literally, Orlando guided him back inside. Haas and I followed, the others seemingly backing off to give him some space. Oh, hello, Lion. Jeez, that cough is bad. It seems like he has a fever too. Medicine or sick? I really don't understand this decision. This is the most confusing thing. I always say get some medicine for him and he turns out fine. Roswell is best boy with everyone else. I am going against the odds and everybody else. Please don't kill me. Anyway. I'm not saying that I hate Roswell when I say that. He's just my least favorite out of these 6 other characters. Or 5. If you don't include Dave. So, he's just... I don't know, it just feels like he's up to something to me. Like, that's just why I am not as fond of him. But I don't hate him. Anyway. Wait, sick. Why are you saying sick 3 times in a row? So, do we have anything for that? Like, aspirin or something? Maybe. I'll go have a look. I'll make tea. That coughing has got to hurt your throat. Just like my throat hurts from not drinking enough water. Oh, I feel bad that people are going through so much trouble for me. Where were you anyway? I was out in the woods. It got dark before I thought it would and got lost. Didn't want to risk stumbling around and injuring myself. That had probably been worse, yeah. Wait. I'm trying to read Clorox Preach's comments, like, I'm not sure if he meant thought. Dirk, I thought that also. I think Roswell is up to something because he's a smart boy. I feel that way too. It doesn't make him a bad character or a hateable one. It's just, I got my eyes on you, Roswell. Yes, you got sick, boy. Sick. Oh. Is sick a bad option? Do we end up killing him? Anyway. Still, I didn't think it'd get that cold out there. Or at least cold enough that you'd get sick. It was pretty cold out there. I'm not gonna lie. Orlando and Haas came back, bringing with them both tea and medicine for Roswell. It was clear Roswell needed more rest, though. A fresh change of clothes, and a shower at the very least. Orlando wasted no time in ushering Roswell out of the kitchen, presumably taking him upstairs. Well, I'm sure Roswell's in good hands now. I think I'm going to take a brief cat nap. Cetus, if you're editing this, please put in the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Please. Want me to wake you for dinner? Oh no, that's fine. I don't plan to sleep the day away. Unlike me, who does? Alright, well, I'll see you later then. I watched Haas leave and looked around the kitchen one last time before heading out myself. I found myself waiting in the foyer. And shirtless Tyson comes again. Oh, hey Tyson. Wait, where's your shirt? Took it off. Well, sure, but why? What, am I not allowed? I'm not saying that. Oh, so you do want me shirtless. Imagine what Dean would say. Hey, that's not very fair. Sure, fair. What do you two even have in common? You two haven't fucked. I bet. Only reason he's still around, I'm guessing. Whoa, dude, what the hell? What? Dean and I have plenty in common, thanks. What's your deal? My deal? Nothing. Forget about it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize, you don't apologize!
Something was up, but I couldn't quite place my hand on it. Still, Tyson apologizing was out of character, so perhaps it was better to just move on with the conversation. Alright, well, what are you gonna do now you're shirtless? It's like you win the lottery. It's like, what are you gonna do now that you won the lottery? It's like, what are you gonna do now when you go shirtless? I'm gonna go to Disneyland. Okay. Anyway, that did not land well.
There's a cute moment with Tyson. I only go through day 6. I'm hopefully not getting any spoilers in here. Please, nobody spoil this. Hello, Dilly. Long while since I've seen you. Anyway. So, don't know. What are you gonna be doing? Haven't given it much thought after Roswell turned up. Oh yeah, what's up with him anyway? Apparently spent last night in the woods. Got pretty sick. No shit. Huh. Well, that's pretty reckless. Doesn't strike me the outdoorsy type. Well, no, you're right there. Far as I remember, he's been a nerd forever. Nerds. Hold on, I'm gonna go kick some sand on Roswell. Well, at least before he moved away. Returned just as much of one, though. Hey, if Roswell was a nerd, I was just as much of one, right? Nah, you were cool. You were smart, but you were not a nerd ass.
If anybody gets that, you know. So, I began thinking back to what we were like as kids. Flashback. You're not going to go all spacey while we stand there, are you?
Huh? Oh, come on, pup. Upstairs. Then you can do your zoning thing out while looking like a freak in the middle of the foyer. Super meta moments with Tyson. Tyson led the way upstairs to his room, diving onto his bed and bouncing onto his back, reclining and getting comfortable. Alright, go on. You're good now. I love Tyson just like, wait a minute, we gotta change scenes for this. Okay, now let's flashback. I sat on the edge of his bed thinking back to what school was like. Roswell and I had been friends for as long as I could remember. Even went to the same school together. Move it, loser. I shivered thinking back to just how bad Tyson was back then. He was the epitome of a school bully in the most violent of ways. He went from shoving and hitting other kids, resulting in being forced to stay inside while the others went out to play. There might have been a suspension or two. When Roswell moved away, Tyson's favorite target was gone, so his attention seemed to drift around a few others. Oi, give me your lunch money. He was one of those kids that seemed to grow faster than the others, and was just that little bit stronger, a little more headstrong, and otherwise just intimidating to be around. Man, if only there was another novel about this, I would love to see another novel like this,
where there's ghosts and a really strong wolf, but he's also one of the bullying type of characters, and he's also somewhat obsessed with the main character. Man, that'd be such a good novel. It'd take place in the desert instead of a mansion. Hey, kid. Who, me? Yeah, you. Hand over your lunch money. Hand over lunch money? I love how it's like, do I hand over lunch money? Help! He's bullying me. What do I do, guys? Let's see what happens if I refuse and get my ass kicked. Let's see what happens. Better safe than sorry. Refuse. Any hesitation and he'd be upon you. He learned quick that going for your ears and pulling hard, or even just jabbing you right in the nose worked a treat. There were many kids that I remember ended up in a crying mess on the floor before he got what he wanted, and he walked off afterwards as if nothing had happened. But while Tyson and I had interacted to some extent quite young, it wasn't until high school that we really started talking. I remember it being a fairly big deal too. Some sort of scuffle between one of the rich kids and him apparently ended up with the parents getting involved. Oh, he's crying. Very sad tears. Makes me cry every time. Rumor had it that he'd hospitalized the kid and was looking at expulsion, at least as far as what Orlando had let me in on. I found him sitting around the back of the school, and when I was ready to head home, he looked like a mess. Dad is going to kill me. I had to admit, seeing Tyson as miserable as he'd made me wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it'd be. He'd clearly been crying and tugging at his fur. I was almost scared scared about what would happen if I had approached. Man, why not? Let's approach. That's how we become friends, right? I must have been nuts walking up to him in such a state. No sooner had I taken my first step that he'd gotten to his feet, snarling. But I had approached until I was close enough to just be out of arm's reach. Are you okay? He looked me over, eyes narrowing as he did so. You try to take the piss. I'll beat your face in if you think you're being funny. No, you just looked miserable. Fuck you. You don't know what you think you saw. Just get out of here. I'm not in the mood. Is this about these rumors? Are you getting expelled for something? None of your fucking business. Okay, well, if you're sure. I figured it'd be best to leave while he was giving me the chance and bailed. Don't be a bitch, boy. Damn it. I didn't see him again until later that evening. Oh, he looked cute. He looked cute when he's sad. He looked like a wreck, fur even more disheveled than when I'd seen him at school. Looked like the both of us had decided to go for an after-dinner walk. I must have held his attention for too long, and he made a beeline to me and shoved me. Hey, what was that for? You better not have squealed about how you saw me at school. What? No, of course not. Good. What I hadn't told him is that Orlando had called me after I'd gotten home and told me about what might have happened. So, that thing at school. You looking to start something? No, just... It's not true, is it? That you're getting expelled? What do you think? Been on my last strike for a while now. At this stage, I don't even care. Already got my beating from Dad, so may as well just let it happen now. Last strike? Beating? That would concern me even more. And suddenly what I'd heard him say and his appearance now made sense.
Tyson didn't even say anything in response, and just gave me a long, hard stare. Oh. Don't worry about it. Apparently, the rich kid Tyson had bullied was a family friend of Orlando's, belonging to another wealthy dragon family. Turns out Orlando's dad had had enough of his son being bullied and called in a favor. Oof. 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 That's a big oof. That will really tell me what happens in the future. So, what? I think I might be able to get you out of trouble. Maybe. No shit. I mean, the kid's parents have it out for you from what I've been told. Well, great. But I can try and explain it to the principal tomorrow. On one condition. You fucker, what do you want? I want a free pass. You don't come after me. I stay out of your way. What's stopping me from just beating the information out of you? Well, we're in public for one, and I could just get you expelled. Fine. Deal. Maybe you're a little cool. But only a little. Next day, I had to forcibly drag Orlando to the principal's office to verify my story, although he was none too happy about it. You done being a dork? Yeah. Just had to give the plot exposition. I don't know if I'd use the term fuck nugget like that. I feel like I'd see something else as being a fuck nugget. Anyway, just thinking back to that time I saved your ass from being expelled. Which one? Which one? The first one. Oh my god. When you're dating bad boys? Can't say I remember. I never had to carry my books to class from then on, at least. It was just weight training. Had to get them swole gains, despite not working on my biceps, which somehow are smaller than my forearms. And waiting for me to buy my locker was adorable too. How else was I going to get to my pre-class gains? Oh right, which is why you also lingered so we could walk home together. Dude, we lived on the same street. I turned and pinched his cheeks, razzing him further. Aww, and here you... And he grabbed and flipped me over so fast my head was spinning. He had one hand pinning my wrists together, his other holding me by the neck. Let me make one thing clear, pup. Between you and me, I'm the alpha. Call me a puppy again, and trust me, you'll find out the hard way where you stand on the pecking order. Tyson let me get back up, her arm around my shoulder while he checked his phone. It wasn't the first time he'd pinned me down like that. Tasty. And it wasn't the first time I'd razzed him about being a puppy. It was honestly good fun. He'd learned where the boundaries were after the first time I kicked him in the balls when he went too far. Might go work out. Might take a nap. You want to do anything? Nap sounds alright, actually. Once more, I was pulled down onto the bed, forced into being the little spoon. When is it my turn to be the big spoon? When I tell you it's your turn to be the big spoon. I'll set an alarm so we can get up for dinner. I could have napped on my own, you know. Oh, well you can fuck off then, if you want. Tyson began to push me off the bed, but I clung to whatever I could. Hey, wait, I take it back. Tyson did stop pushing, but shifted his hands down my waist and pulled me back into his. Well, if you're going to share my bed, you're going to have to pay the price, pup. My way, or at the very least, make it worth my while. Excuse me? So, my way, or at the very least, make it worth my while. Grumbling, I shuffled back and resigned to being his little spoon. But the next moment, he vaulted over me, stripped down, and wandered towards the bathroom. Gonna take a shower. He didn't bother looking back, instead opting to just give me a view of his ass and as he disappeared into the adjoining bathroom. Next thing I remember is waking up to him laying next to me, playing on his phone just before it was time for dinner. Ooh, the pool table. When it was time for dinner, rather than filing into the dining room, we all gathered into the room we knew as the rec room. We're having dinner in here, right? That's right. Do I want to know why? Well, why can't we just do it? Because it's fun. Okay, I get it. Just, I don't know. What's there to get? Ah, God, it's hard to go from Orlando to Dave to Dean. It's like, what's there to get? Nah, I don't have the. It's gotta be more crackly. What's there to get? Dean was still damp from what I could tell, having clearly favored getting to dinner on time rather than drying properly. Pizza, movie, and then after, hot tub. Guess this is happening sooner than I thought. I swear, this has nothing to do with me, Ty. This is all Orlando. Well, alright. Guess we're all going buddy-buddy too. I looked around and it seemed as though Sal had settled himself in a beanbag, with Dean milling around for one of his own. Ty bumped me on the shoulder, leaning in close to my ear, putting the hairs on the back of my neck on edge. Maybe we should find a spot to get cozy together. The words were no sooner out of his mouth than I had noticed Dean staring daggers at him. Ty just picked a spot and pulled out his phone, Dean still trying to melt his target as if he had laser eyes. Clark's Bleach, you have the MVP comment of this episode. I gotta give you the award for best comment so far. I like this main character. It's better than Chase. To be honest, Chase is more developed at the moment because he's had like literally most of his stories developed, but I think in terms of progress so far, I'd say yes. Dave has a little more reasonability. Anyway, Ty just picked a spot and pulled out his phone. Dean still trying to melt his target as if he had laser eyes. Well, this is a bit cozy, isn't it? You're telling me. I just thought we needed it, is all. It's not a bad idea. We are on vacation after all. And that's what I was thinking. Nothing just beats hanging around on a comfy beanbag with a good pizza either. I'm guessing we're yet to decide on the movie too, given how things are set up. I can't do Orlando's voice. Not yet. Was going to make sure everyone had food before we can go through the list together. Seems like a decent way to go about it. Shame Roswell can't join us, though. Understandable, given what he went through, though. I can only imagine how rough he must feel. Still, we'll make it up to him soon. We haven't been here a week yet, and we've got the rest of the month to go. Orlando left to go get dinner, and I was left with a choice of who to sit next to. I wonder who I sit next to. Haas, no, I'm kidding. Let's go with Tyson. Hey, pup. Hey, this seat taken? Yep. Well, was anyway. You're there now, so I guess I'm stuck with you. I gave Ty a look, and he just grinned back. Sorry, just being as thirsty as Ty is right now. And I just went to the preferences for no reason. Well, maybe I didn't want to sit next to a mutt like you anyway. But here we are. I caught the twitch of his tail. Well, well, the bitch has balls. Ty reached over and put me in a headlock, grinding a knuckle into my head. Hey, quit it! Say, uncle. Say, my penis small. He stopped, whispering into my ear in the most sickeningly teasing tone. No, no. Say, daddy.
I knew it.
What? He ground his knuckle in again, hard, enough to make me cry out just enough to draw attention from Dean at the very least. He wasn't going to quit, so... Please stop. Say it. Daddy.
And he let go immediately, throwing his hands up as if completely innocent. I caught a glimpse of Dean,
Looking mortified over what happened. You'll be fine, pup. Tell me what sort of movie you want to watch while we wait on this food. Movie? I guess I'd be fine with whatever. How about you? Me? Action flicks are good, I guess. Can't go wrong with a good horror film, too. Horror, really? Yeah. To be honest, I hope we get to watch one with Orlando in the room. I reckon he'd scream real good. That's gonna be tough. Action or horror, but it seems like he's leaning towards horror. We talked among ourselves for a little while longer before Orlando showed back up, trying to balance too many plates at once, and tripping and falling. Haas jumped up and helped him out, and the two of them made another trip back down to get the rest of them. Orlando didn't hold back when making pizza, did he? I may have made a little too much, but this just means leftovers. Who doesn't like leftover pizza? He had a point. Does also mean that he didn't have to be in the kitchen fixing us food all day, every day if he didn't want to. True. Alright, all we need now is the movie, right? Why don't you pick? You're trusting me to pick? Why not? I think you've got some idea of what people might like. Plus, you're the main character. I'm just happy to sit down and hang out with my friends. Plus Tyson? Well, yeah, but I'm willing to try. Still, I'm just gonna take some pizza and wait for the movie to start. Make it a good one. What movie should we watch? Romance. No, I'm kidding. We are going to scare the crap out of Orlando.
I figured bonding over a scary movie wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, especially with pizza in the mix to take the edge off.
It should have been fun, right? I must have heard Orlando shriek 5 times within the first half of the movie. He excused himself shortly after, almost in tears. He came back, though, but lingered in the corner of the room with the pizza cutter in hand, apparently just in case. By the end of it, Orlando was a mess. Tyson had an almost greedy look on his face the whole time. I didn't realize that he liked them that much. The others didn't seem all that bothered by it, but we all had our jolts where the movie just gave us a good scare anyway. When everything was said and done, well, that was movie night.
I could see him still holding the extra pizza cutter in his hand, and he was trembling a little bit. I felt bad for the guy and wondered if he was going to sleep all right tonight.
Not bad, not bad. I'd be up for doing it again, for sure. Group activities. This feels like a vacation now. Yeah, I'd be down for hanging out again. That wasn't so bad.
You weren't that bad either. I was impressed. Maybe the things I was hearing about you were wrong.
I decided not to point out that people didn't typically talk during movies, but they weren't fighting, so it was fine. Tyson had his arm over my shoulder, holding me close. So long as it's shit like this, I'm down. We lingered around for a bit before a few of us turned in for the night. What a day. I collapsed on the bed and checked my phone. It wasn't overly late, but it felt late enough to just fall asleep right there. I rolled onto my back and just thought about what the day held. Overall, just a solid day of looking back on how I met people, really. The more I lay there, the longer I just let myself think about how I met each of my friends, all leading to where we were now. And sure enough, eventually, I just fell asleep. Day 6. Day 6. I was in that state of consciousness that was somewhere between sleeping and being awake. God knows how early it was. I would have rolled over to check my phone, but I was that out of it still. I buried my head into my pillow to try and get more sleep. Something was nagging at me, and the more I thought about it, the more I noticed the pit in my stomach growing. After tossing and turning, we're visiting the vault. Why the heck not? Not like we're gonna die. I made my way down to the vault. Combined with the gut feeling I had, something was drawing me to the keypad next to the door. Okay, here it goes, day 6. This is the day where everything goes to crap. So, this is my guess of the password because somebody tried to spoil it, but I didn't know which route they were spoiling. So, cross fingers, here we go. This is what they told me. It was solidarity. And I feel like that would be something Tyson would have grown up with. Either that or it could be Roswell. Who knows? Watch it be wrong. Oh, this is right. Oh my goodness. We got it. We did it. So anyway, there was a moment's pause before an LED panel flashed vividly. Yes and no. Here we go. We're going to see how he dies. Breathe in, breathe out. In the next moment, my head was pounding, ringing with a high-pitched squeal that seemed to come from the vault, from the walls themselves. It didn't sound like an alarm, but it was assaulting me as if I'd done something wrong all the same. But then a picture began to form in my mind. Here we go. I felt my stomach lurch and I buckled to my knees. Oh, God. The hell? Tyson? Whatever had happened in that thought, it looked ugly. Like he'd been mauled by something aggressive as all hell. He was outside at least. But where? When? Was this even real? Okay, people are telling me to kill him first. Do I do that? Like, this is real. Living Tyson is best Tyson. I could always do it afterwards. So anyway, then all of a sudden it was quiet, and I was on my back, laying just before the vault door. What had compelled me to come down here anyway? All I got from it was a headache and a jump scare from my own brain. Ugh, at least I'm awake now. So I rubbed my head and wondered what it was that I saw. Was Tyson in danger? He couldn't be, right? Just some freaky hallucination and nothing more. Okay, so I'm going to take a poll. I'm going to save it right now. This is going to be good ending here. And I will go back to the bad ending if you guys want me to. So, you guys, do you want me to continue with this good ending and not play the bad ending? Okay, so Clark's speech is really adamant about seeing him get killed first. Akira doesn't want to. I just feel like I'm curious about this one. Like, I got very attached at the end there of him. Okay, so another person says kill him. Bad ending would be appropriate. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna play both, like, on the same episode, just like I did with Dean. I might just do that for the rest of now that I don't know the other passwords. But I'm going to play the bad ending first and then go back. You're supposed to see it before you're allowed to continue to the good ending. Alright, whatever. So bad ending would see the full story. Okay. Bitches love bad, especially Tyson. I mean, here we go. I'm going to go back to waking up in the morning. I'm going to stay in bed. Because I'm lazy. Just as usual. Haha. I eventually got comfortable enough to get some more sleep before my alarm went off. Not that it was much sleep, but it was enough. Coupled with a shower, I was conscious enough to head down to breakfast. The others were already on the way down to the dining room by the time I reached the foyer. I took a seat next to Tyson and reached for the coffee. By the time we'd all assembled into the dining room, Orlando went into the kitchen only to bring us out breakfast. You know, you really don't have to cater for us. Oh, I know, but it's fun. I promise this won't last the whole month. Although I do wonder if people are going to be upset if they have to settle for cereal and toast. Orlando slunk back into the kitchen, presumably to grab things for breakfast. So, anyone doing anything interesting today? Thinking about trying the gym downstairs, you know? Something different. Oh. I'm having a prediction moment in my head. But, no. It's outside, though. What if... Nah, it couldn't be. Tyson likes teasing both ways. Interesting. Do you need help? Do you need someone to spot you? I wasn't expecting you to offer something like that. You can get crushed and hurt yourself for all I care, then. Okay, sorry. I'd be glad for the assist. I just wasn't expecting it. I'll probably go for a swim and then maybe head into the forest. Oh, I think I want to go for a swim. It'd be nice to check out the hot tub, too. I think I'm going to spend the day in the kitchen. What again? Again? Well, yeah, true. I know, but I want to learn. You don't know how to cook? Or you don't know how to cook, Sal? Well, yes, but nothing fancy. He told me about the last time he tried to make something fancy and... well, it was a story to be sure. Seemed like everyone had plans for the day, and here I was with nothing really grabbing me. Hey, Dave, come with me and Haas. Huh? If I'm helping him out, may as well show you the ropes, too. Wait, why me? Well, fine, don't come. See what I care. Come on, Dave. Won't hurt to learn something. Might be able to help me out in the future. You never know. Okay, I'll come. If you're lucky, I'll let you have my singlet afterwards. What? Should I be concerned? Nah, not yet at least. Foreshadowing. Weights! Look at all these juicy weights! After we broke off to change into clothes more befitting working out, we met in the gym. Alright, so anything in particular you want, or... Bicep day! Come on, get your biceps worked out, Tyson! Your biceps be weak! Don't know. Do you think I should start doing weights right off the bat?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Might as well be a double kill in this story, am I right? Alright, Dave, you can spot him. Wait, me? Yeah, it's easy. Here, I'll show you. I followed Tyson over to the bench where Haas was already on his back, stretching his wrists. Alright, Haas, you take the bar, and Dave, just guide it. I don't have to pull or anything? Nope, just need to keep it level, and be ready to help him lift it all the way back up if he's struggling. Oh, so I just stand at the end like this, right? Tyson only grumbled before grabbing me by the hips and pulling me back against him. This far back. Don't go dangling your sack over his face. Not everyone's into that. Oh, right. Sorry, Haas.
All good, buddy.
Without another word, Haas began lifting the bar up and down, and I felt like I was really only there for show with how he seemed to be managing. That said, Tyson didn't move from behind me and just left his hands on my hips, almost holding me against his front. I felt my cheeks burn, trying to keep myself focused on making sure the bar I was supporting didn't crush Haas. With one last push, Haas put the bar back up and sat up.
Whew, not a record, but that wasn't so bad.
Seemed to be doing alright to me. Yeah, form wasn't so bad. Do it enough times and you'll be a natural.
Might give my arms a rest for a bit, though, and get on the treadmill. Welcome to join me if you want, Dave.
Don't know if I'm going to do that yet. Probably weights. Haas wandered over to the other side of the gym and stepped up on a treadmill and started messing with the controls. Tyson, on the other hand, lingered nearby, sizing up the weights bench. Who do I work out with? I wonder who. Akira, I will save them for, like, after the bad ending happens. Like, I'll do the bad ending, then the good ending. Like, I'm not just gonna end at the bad ending. So, don't worry. There will be a good ending. So I turned away for only a second to see Tyson had taken off his singlet and was messing with the weights on the bar. Are you going to need someone to spot you for this too? Or wait. That's a Dave line. Are you going to need someone to spot you for this too? It's why I brought you down here. Oh, okay. Then we're going to see how well you do, pup. Alright. Nervous? Only if you're expecting me to lift the same amount of weight as you. You do this way too often. Well, guess we'll just see how good you do after I'm done. I watched as Tyson lay down and grabbed the bar. I barely had my time to ready myself before he started lifting. By comparison to Haas, Tyson lifted the bar up and down methodically, with a strange sense of primal vigor. Are you alright? I'm fine. I flinched with how he growled out the words, not missing a beat. Come on, push me a little. Oh, I didn't know I was spotting a bar bench. Oh my god, that is so cruel. Keep going, you can do it. You seem to have this covered already. I really want to see what this one does. This would be something I would say to him. There was only the slightest pause in Tyson's rhythm as he upped the intensity, almost yelling out as he did so. A bitch, huh? What followed next was an incoherent grunts, growls, and other sounds as Tyson continued to lift. I was half thankful that he was preoccupied with his workout to take out the insult on me directly. At some point, he began to snarl, going with almost no sign of stopping to the point Haas looked over from where he was to see if everything was okay. Eventually,
With a little bit of help, Tyson put the bar back up, slumping back on the bench out of breath. So doing bench presses good? You're about to find out. Your turn. Wait, really? Yep, get on the bench and I'll spot you. So I did as I was told and watched as Tyson adjusted the weight, notably just removing some that he'd added on earlier. So we're gonna just take this slow, yeah? Don't want you hurting yourself. Aw, how sweet. Yeah.
Tyson took the bar and eased it down, so I was holding the weight and I began.
Match Tyson's pace. Match Haas's pace. Be a bitch boy. I'll go with the first one. Figuring that Tyson was a machine at this, and that was a proper way to try, I went ham, trying to keep a steady rhythm and go fairly fast. Whoa, hold on there, pup. Don't think you're ready for that intensity yet. I looked up at him and had the faintest tinge of concern on his face, taking more support of the bar in an attempt to slow me down. As Tyson helped me put the bar up, he shuffled closer, his crotch right over my forehead. Hey pup, like the view down there? He adjusted himself, his groin almost brushing up against my nose.
There we go. I decided to stay on the bench despite my cheeks starting to burn.
I'm sorry you caught it at the part where I'm doing the bad ending first, but don't worry, I have the good ending option saved, so we'll go back to that. So, decided to stay on the bench despite my cheeks starting to burn. If anything, the scent of him was strong, real strong, and it was having an effect on me as well. I could barely make out Tyson looking over to Haas to see if the coast was clear before he grinned down at me. I could get used to seeing you like this. I got up, rolling away from Tyson, trying to keep my eyes elsewhere. Aw, had enough already. Here I thought you liked the smell so much. Yeah, well, maybe? I trailed off as Haas came back over to join us. Cock block! So far this has been an alright workout. Yeah. Beats my morning routine, although that's just getting stale probably. You work out in the morning? Pilates, so sort of. Ugh, sounds gay. Oh, you mean bitch boy exercises? I mean, at least it's not the one with music, right? Hey, I can dig working out to music. I don't think I could picture Tyson doing Zumba, Dave. Hey, I reckon I'd be able to keep up. It's just working out with music, right? It's something like that. You have no idea, do you? Aw, Haas grinning, how adorable. I bet I'd rock at it. It's just physical movement, right? Well, I looked between Haas, who knew better, and Tyson, who was clueless. I can't say I've ever seen you move in the same way. Fuck, I bet I'm a natural at it. You hear that, Dave? Might have to get Tyson to give you a private lesson. Oh, I'm sure Dave would enjoy a private lesson plenty.
Anyway, it's almost about time for lunch, right? Not really. I mean, I guess if you're hungry, you can go get a snack.
Not up for working up a sweat, Dave?
No, not that. I just, don't really know how long you actually go at it for. Worked as a gym receptionist, but don't really keep tabs on how long people actually spend doing the thing, you know? What? You think they're spending time also hooking up in the shower, too?
I'd call you out for bullshitting, but I've been hit on in the gym showers too, although not after a hard workout.
Guess people are just like that.
Hey, don't knock until you've tried it. Post-workout sex is pretty great. Wait, but what about getting caught? Fuck it, who cares?
Why does that not surprise me that you be so blasé about it?
Hey, I'm taking the risk of bending you over in public. You better be honored if you're worth the risk. We split off to do our own thing within the room and went until it was time for lunch proper. We somehow all ended up back in the kitchen, eating leftover pizza from the night before. Pizza's still good. Of course it's good. I made it. Guess you do have your uses after all.
Who do you think has been making breakfast?
Benson, right? Orlando, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think Benson's had much to do at all, really. Orlando's been doing most of not all the meals you've eaten, Tyson.
So, can he actually cook or not? Benson, I mean.
You'd have to think so, right? Means Orlando could take a break.
Hey, I'm here, you know. And I like cooking.
Yeah, we know. Just don't want you to overdo it.
When we'd eaten our fill, we each started to branch off for the afternoon. Oh, hey, Ty, what's up? You want to go watch a movie? Huh? You, me, movie. Oh, sure, I guess. Why? Do I need a reason? 'Cause if I do, I don't have one. I'll just go watch it myself then. Doesn't bother me anyway. No, I didn't have any other plans. A movie sounds great. Great. I'll meet you in the room or whatever, where we had dinner. Gonna go throw on a hoodie or whatever. There it is. Oh, Ty was already on his way out the door before I could get another word in. Guess I'm meeting him upstairs? I figure I may as well set up this thing to save more time. It didn't take too long to get the main bits sorted for wherever movie Tyson intended to watch, but without knowing specifics, I couldn't load it up beforehand. Oh, I love that hoodie on him. That's like my favorite Tyson outfit. He looks so cool in it. Grizzly, or I think we call you Grizz? Grizz or Grizzly, whatever you want to be called. You do a great job with Tyson's like jacket here. So props to you. So, oh, nice. As Tyson entered the room, he flickered off the light and wandered on over, pushing me into one of the beanbags lightly while he looked at the movie options. So, what are we watching? Don't know. Doesn't matter anyway. What do you mean? The question fell on deaf ears, though, as Tyson kept browsing, almost seemingly picking one at random in the end and sitting down next to me. Aww. He's got a big booper. And his eyes are much smaller than I expected. Oh, and there's Dave being all dorky. Okay, movie is starting. Sit there and be quiet, yeah? This definitely does give Tyson a more, like, intimidating look, I guess. Because before it's just like, oh, here's just a straight on, look at me being approved type of look. Now he's, like, legitimately, like, pretty canine looking and cool. Plus, his biceps are actually bigger in this one. So, anyway. Okay, movie is starting. Sit there and be quiet, yeah? Sure? There was no way the movie was holding my attention with how Tyson was behaving, but he seemed to be equally distracted. He wasn't even looking at the screen. You... okay? Yep. Neither of us said anything for a few minutes, the sound of the movie playing as background noise. Dave, yeah? Did you need to talk about something? Lay off, alright. Talking about this sort of shit is hard. What stuff?
us. I let the word hang in the air for the moment, blindsided. This could go a number of ways, and immediately I didn't want to be the one to make the first move. There was a few more minutes before Ty made any sort of sound, mumbling it the first time under his breath before slapping himself and turning to address me proper. Who's better looking, me or Haas? Wait, what? Who's the better looking one between me and the lion? Who's more attractive? Well, you, duh. I mean, you sort of have that scruffy, rugged quality, right? I mean, that saying about beauty is in the eye of the beholder, yeah. I think scruffy is pretty good. Sure, I guess. There wasn't anything more than silence for the next half hour. Tyson's eyes wandering up to the movie as he sat and stared, expression seemingly unshifting, gaze unfocused. I'd half forgotten about what he'd asked me until I heard him grumbling to himself, pulling at the fur on his arms. Hey, whoa, Ty! What? Don't do that, you'll hurt yourself. Yeah, well, maybe. I know I've hurt a bunch of people. Would be a hypocrite if I couldn't take it too. Okay, seriously, what's bothering you, Ty? Nothing. Bullshit. Fine, you know what's bothering me? You. I can't figure you out. You can't figure me out? Yeah, like, you did me a solid in school. I did you one back. Figured that would be the end of it when it was all over. Well, you kinda got kicked out. That's my point. The hell kind of person checks in on their bully after school? Well, I like to think we became friends at some point, right? Yeah. I've heard that line before. What? Look, you didn't have to invite me out to this thing, but you did. That was a cool move. But I can't for the life of me figure out why. Ty suddenly got up and headed to the door. Hey, wait! But he kept on walking, storming towards the back door. Ty, hang on! Leave me alone, Dave. I'm going to pursue. I grabbed him by the arm and tried to hold him back, immediately finding resistance. Dude, calm down. Just tell me what's wrong. You're such a pain in the ass, you know that? You don't get how fortunate you are, Dave. You have a nice bunch of friends, and what do I have? No one except you. But that's okay. I'm sure others... No, grow up. That's not how the world works. You think that everyone can get along. You think that people are just good people deep down. Sorry to be the one to tell you, but people are assholes. That's bullshit, Tyson, and you know it. Oh yeah. Tyson pushed into my personal space, getting right up into my face. Let's work down the list. First, we have a bear who thinks with his dick. God knows if he knows anything meaningful about you. Then you have the two lard asses who follow you around because you're the leader, but they push you around like you're nothing but you're nothing by acting nice. Then you have the pretty boy who cares nothing more about his claws than your feelings, and the musclehead who seems to be more preoccupied with swimming than talking to anyone. I snapped. In the next moment, I was torn between headbutting him, slapping him, kneeling him in the groin, or some combination of all three. I shoved him back suddenly, throwing my weight behind the move. Oh yeah? And how's that make you any better? I'm not, but I'm upfront about it. But you know, who what the real kick in the balls is? What is it, Tyson? What could possibly be the one thing that tops everything? That maybe because of you, Tyson cut himself off, looking away. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. What? I'm going home. I'll walk for all I care. Hitchhike or whatever. I'm out. But he didn't add anything onto it. Started to walk away towards the forest. I closed the distance between where I stood and Tyson, grabbing him by the back of his hoodie. Dave, let go. No, you're starting to scare me, Ty. I don't know what's caused all of this, but something's not right. I just want to help. You're better than... Before I realized what happened, Tyson had spun me around and jabbed me square in the nose, my vision going dark for a few moments before I collapsed on the ground. Oh... My head was spinning, and although my blurry vision, I could make out Tyson lingering, watching me. Don't go. You're better off without me, Dave. Enjoy your month or whatever. I managed to get up to my hands and knees, the world still spinning, and I was fairly certain my nose was bleeding. I croaked out I want for him to stay, but he kept walking, and soon enough, he disappeared among the trees beyond the backyard and into the forest proper. Don't know how long I'd been there on the ground, but eventually I felt myself getting picked up and brought inside. Shh. Let me patch you up. As my vision returned, I looked at Sal, rummaging through a first aid kit. What happened out there? I sank into my shoulders slightly, not really wanting to admit it. I got punched. I can see that. Sal started to clean me up, wiping the blood from my mouth and the nose with something that smelled alcoholic. It stung, but Sal held me steadily as he continued to work. It's not what you think, though. I heard the yelling. Oh? Sal refused to look me in the eye, and the longer the silence went between us, the more I wondered just how much he overheard. And you brought me inside. I could have left you outside. Or I couldn't leave you outside. You were hurt. Sal eyed me curiously for a moment before shaking his head. I don't mean to pry, but... What's up? I think I understand. As someone who doesn't do well with talking to others, I think he's struggling the same way. Well, sure, but I don't think I'd seen him that worked up or that wild. Can I tell you a story? Oh, sure. It was one of the first few times I liked someone. The feeling was so foreign to me, it drove me insane. And by the time I finally got to vent it out, it came out uncontrolled and I made a mess of the situation. They didn't want to talk to me after that. In fact, they avoided me from then on out. It was terrible. Oh, I'm sorry, Sal. It's fine. Really. My point is, maybe whatever's bothering Tyson is just because he doesn't know how to properly vent. And given what I just saw, it's no wonder. He needs friends badly. You think so? Sal sighed, shaking his head. I'm not volunteering, but he'd benefit from having more than just you, yes. I'm worried that you're putting yourself out too much, and he's going to take advantage of that, more than what he is already. Hey Sal, can I ask your opinion on something? Always. With what you said before, do you think Tyson's situation is the same? It's possible. But I'd caution you around Tyson if it's the case. Affection for another can run deep and mess with your head in the best and worst ways. I'd worried that he's either mistaking his feelings for someone else or doesn't understand how you should be treating someone in a relationship. Please understand, I don't mean to lead you one way or another. Just be careful. I will. Promise. I'm glad. As the day went on, Sal and I just talked about stuff while people filed in for dinner, or rather finding themselves brought into the conversation. By the time everyone had assembled, everyone was aware, or at least partially aware of what had transpired with Tyson earlier and why he wasn't around. I still reckon it's bullshit. Had no right talking to you that way, Dave. I shot Sal a look, and he looked back in kind, The one thing we neglected to tell the others, or rather seemed to intentionally omit, was where he lay into me. Sal had done a good enough job patching me up that no one seemed to immediately notice. Seems strange, though. He seemed normal this morning. Maybe something happened.
Yeah, like that's an appropriate excuse. He's just a jerk. Some people are just like that. Not everyone, though. If you're looking for a boyfriend, Dave, pick someone who treat you right.
Dean pointed to himself, ignoring the others and all staring daggers at him for not picking his moment correctly. In all seriousness, though, did he really leave? Seems strange he wouldn't at least take his things with him.
Hope he doesn't get sick. Speaking as someone still trying to shake it off, he's going to have a rough time if he's hitchhiking all the way back home with it.
Well, it's his call in the end, right?
Yeah, but he could have left on better terms at least. As heartless as it sounds, him leaving doesn't really affect things, though. So there's that upside.
That's not very fair, Roswell.
But it's true. It doesn't affect the scavenger hunt. He didn't really interact with the rest of us in the first place, so where's the problem?
I guess. But you don't have to say it so bluntly.
Sorry.
I guess there's nothing we can really do about it, though, right?
Not really. Only way would be if you could somehow call him and get him to come back so we could organize him a cab or whatever, right?
Assuming he had his phone on him. Or he has reception. Tyson is like Flynn from Echo. Tyson is a combination of Flynn and Leo from Echo. He's got the Leo build and the Leo like jock personality, but he's got Flynn's like smart ass, like very jaded by life personality too. I could just call him Flynn Leo. He's Fleo. Or Lynn. He's Lynn to me. Oh no, wait, that would not make sense. Yeah, Fleo. He's Fleo.
So anyway, fair point. Doubt you getting reception if you were deep enough into the woods too.
Over dinner, the conversation went mostly the same, with very little else exciting having happened during the course of the day. I got halfway through my meal before wondering if Tyson was stuck out in the woods or on his way home. I excused myself and headed towards my room, pausing to look back towards the back door. No idea why. Maybe I was hoping Tyson would come back through the door. Here we go. Only thing that greeted me was the sound of a distant storm brewing. With the thunder rolling in overhead, I figured it was best to settle in for the night. As I lay in my bed listening to the thunder, my thoughts wandered. Tyson... I twiddled my thumbs, trying to make sense of it all. Was it just some huge misunderstanding about him liking me? Or was something else going on? Why now of all times if he was interested? He hadn't made any move that I was aware of, right? Just as I started to overanalyze every conversation he and I ever had, there was a knock on the door. Come in. Sorry. Sal, what's wrong? Just coming to check in. You were absent for half of dinner. Even if you were sitting in the chair next to me, your mind is elsewhere. I'm doing okay. I just keep thinking about what happened is all. Did you need to talk about it? I don't think there's anything to talk about, is there? On one hand, he and I go way back and not for entirely good reasons. But I assume that over time, things were different, you know? He seemed to be getting better, right? You're not going to like my take on it. But some people don't change. Some do, some don't. Tyson seems to be in the second group. I know,
I'm gonna talk about Tyson. He has a lot of good points too. Such as. Well, it's hard to put my finger on, but like, I feel safe around him strangely. That he can take charge and make the calls that benefit both of us. At least that's what it was like in school. When he was expelled, he still looked out for me when we were hanging out, getting me snacks and whatever. Isn't that just being a good host? Sure, but it's how he'd ask. Or how he just lumped things on me as a surprise. Thinking back on it, he knows what I like more than Roswell does. He never made a big deal about it. Just things like getting my favorite candy from the store and throwing it at me, or when we were hanging out, he'd make sure I was comfortable. And that is pretty terrible of me to say. But I've yet to see that side of him. And I'd hate to think you were getting swept up and seeing things that didn't exist. But at the same time, I don't want to tell you that what you're feeling is wrong. They aren't my feelings to make that call on. Is it worth asking him outright, do you think? Sal seemed to ponder the idea, keeping his gaze averted. I'm probably not the best one to give advice on this. This is more Orlando's territory, I think. But whatever you decide, I don't think it hurt. I will support you as friends, no matter what. Thanks, Sal. That means a lot. I should go and let you get some rest. I'm sort of tired myself and could benefit from the early night. Yeah, probably a good idea. You know what? If you wake me tomorrow morning, I'll join you on your morning swim. Alright, I look forward to it. I watched as Sal excused himself, closing the door behind him. It was almost as if a weight had been lifted from my shoulders, and I felt a lot more relaxed, having some reassurance that things on the Tyson front were going to work out okay. Oh my goodness, you don't actually see it happen yet. That's really interesting. Does it keep going and then you don't see it till like a week later? Somehow, despite the storm raging outside, I fell asleep right at the worst of it hit. I remember that much, but beyond that, I was out like a light. You were out like a night light, like a night light. As my eyes adjusted, though, I realized something was wrong. Wait, what time is it? There was no way it was dawn, and Sal said he was going to wake me up for a swim. After checking my phone, it was way after the sun had risen, if the sun itself wasn't a testament to the fact. Maybe he forgot? I figured there was nothing to be done about it and got dressed. Maybe he just didn't want the company. No biggie. There'll be other times. I made my way downstairs and looked around. There's no way everyone was still in bed, and no one was around. Hello? No one in the dining room. Anyone here? And yet again, no one in the kitchen. There wasn't even a sign of breakfast being made. Really, everyone's in bed still. As I was standing around the kitchen, I heard movement behind me in the dining room. Oh good, someone else is up too. I was about to worry. Oh no, Roswell, what's wrong? What happened? No sooner had I walked into the room, I saw Roswell trembling, tears down his face, on the verge of hyperventilating. It's horrible. I think I'm going to be sick. Well, okay, buddy. Let's sit you down. I'll see if I can find you a bucket or something. Began to scan the room for anything that could make do in the off chance of Roswell's stomach decided to do a somersault. Was it a bad dream or something, or... Meekly, he looked up at me, almost searching for something before seemingly realizing something. You don't know, do you?
don't know what. There was something about how he said it that sent a chill up my spine, so much that it carried its weight down my arms and I had to shake them to rid myself of the feeling.
Maybe you should go see the others. I'll be fine.
As soon as Roswell grabbed his stomach, I rubbed his back, but he just sat and groaned, fighting back from doing what I was hoping he wouldn't.
Where are the others? Outside. You'll see them when you leave the back door and head towards the pool.
I gave Roswell one last look before I bolted for the back door. What could have caused Roswell to break like that? Sure enough, I headed in the direction of the pool and saw everyone gathered around the spot in the backyard. Hey, what's everyone looking at? I stopped in my tracks as everyone turned to look at me. There it is. What? I looked at everyone in turn, searching for answers before I looked down at Tyson's body. So many things ran through my mind at once. I felt like I was going to faint. All at once, I wanted to scream, cry, wake up if this is all a dream, or some combination of all of them. What happened to you, Tyson? A feeling caught up in my throat and I choked. Tears already starting to well up in my eyes.
Someone grab him. It's probably better that Tyson doesn't get moved until the police get here, right?
Yeah, good idea. I don't know who it was that put their hand on my shoulder. I was too focused on trying to reach out and touch Tyson, but no matter how much I willed my hands to move, they froze halfway there. As if I was afraid that I were to lay hands on him, it'd confirm this was real.
Dave.
I looked over my shoulder to see Sal looking down at Tyson's body too, with a 1,000-yard stare.
I'm sorry.
The more I looked at Tyson's body, the more questions I had. He looked like a mess, but how did he get here? Did he die right here after being attacked by... I looked over to everyone present. Was it one of them?
I wonder what happened. Whoever did this must have been some sort of sick freak.
It still feels so surreal. Like I've seen makeup and special effects like this, but... Only a monster could have done this. He deserved better. Monster? No kidding. That or a wild bear.
Hey, I don't like it when you're insinuating with that.
I don't think any of us did it. You included, Dean.
No way a bear could have done this either.
You're sure?
Positive. Some of these cuts might pass for bear claws, maybe, but look at his leg. No way he'd escape a bear like that.
Maybe it let him escape?
But why, though? That's not all, though. On his arm.
Bite marks, but they're so small.
Right. No wild bear did this. I'd stake my life on it.
But how did he die then? It's hard to say. The oblivious guess is exquination? Blood loss? But there's no way to tell what caused those wounds.
Can we maybe not stand around it?
Him, Dean. It's Tyson, remember?
Right, sorry. He has a point, though. The longer we look, the harder it's going to be to process. And maybe we should cover him with something until the police arrive. Just in case.
Sure. I peeled off my hoodie and knelt down next to Ty. If it wasn't for all the blood, he could have just been sleeping. My eyes kept tracing the long marks across his face, and the shredded clothes still on his back. Hey, what's he holding?
Didn't want to touch anything just in case the police yell at us for messing with the crime scene or whatever.
Curiosity got the better of me, and I gently pried Tyson's fingers away from what he was holding. My breath caught my chest, still feeling him a little warm. Or maybe it was just me bringing hope, being hopeful that he wasn't really gone. It's metal.
The hell? A medal? Like the one Orlando found?
It looks like it, yeah. Wonder where he got it from.
I wonder. Haas, how long did the cops say they'd take in getting here?
Said they'd dispatch right away, but didn't give a specific time. But I imagine if a body has been found, they won't delay on that.
I looked up from the medal, placed it back in Tyson's hand, figuring it'd be best to leave everything in one place for the police to check out. I looked to the others, my vision blurring a little as what I'd seen finally began to seep in. The belief that Tyson was gone, dead, was fading fast, along with the shock of seeing his body firsthand. I know how Roswell felt. The same sickening feeling rumbling around in my gut made me double over a little bit, quickly aided by Sal stepping in and rubbing my back. I don't feel so good. I don't. All at once, signaled by my voice cracking, my nose began to run and the tears started to pour down my face. I began to bawl, waiting to cling to any hope that this was just a bad dream.
Sal, get him inside. I'll wait out here with Haas until the cops get here.
Don't worry, Dave. Won't let anything happen to him.
Not that I really had a say in the matter, but Sal guided me inside, turning towards the dining room. I was sat down next to Roswell, and Sal sat down across from us, keeping his eyes elsewhere.
How are you feeling, Roswell?
Oh, better for sure. I think having not had breakfast helped. I don't think I could have kept it down in the end.
Ugh. Upon the mention of food, I was simultaneously hungry and wanting to puke. I'm feeling so many things right now. It's starting to hurt my head.
I'm sorry. There wasn't anything I could do. He was already gone when he was discovered.
Were you the first one to find him?
Yes.
You weren't the one who... right?
No. I'll put it down to your emotions being the reason you asked, but no. He was dead when I found him, although it looked recent.
Someone killed him right outside the house. Really?
From the looks of things, he'd been bleeding out for most of the night. Whatever happened to him, he fought until he made it back here.
That's something, I guess. A good something. And that he fought until the end, I mean. And he came back here too, so...
You think he wanted to come back for help?
Probably. Could have just been the only place he knew people were as well. Hard to say.
We sat in silence for a while before I noticed Sal looking around with a frown.
Sal? Yes. You okay? For the most part. Just wondering where Orlando ended up.
Huh. You know, after I came outside, I don't think I saw him after we talked about how it happened.
Oh, he left without telling you? He came in a little while ago, Dave. Said that he wanted to check something downstairs.
Downstairs? In the gym?
Or the vault?
You don't think he's...
Wouldn't hurt to try, right?
Well, I don't think he's going to be opening it, but it might be worth checking in on him. He looked as pale as I felt when he came by.
Alright, I'll go check it out. Either of you want to come? I'd rather sit here for a bit. I need to digest what's happened.
Same here. I don't really feel like moving. Still sorta sick, kinda.
Not that I was any better, but my take on that, it was distracting myself from. Wait. Not that I was any better, but my take on it, that distracting myself from it might help, if only in the short term. I could hear him before I'd even made it downstairs. Come on, work. Come on, please. Orlando? Oh, it's just you, Dave. What are you doing down here? You alright? I'm fine. Maybe a little relieved. Then, what are you doing? Oh, right. I was trying to open this door.
Why's that?
Well, I saw how you went pale immediately after you saw what happened outside, and I figured that maybe there was something that could, help make this better.
Isn't there only supposed to be, like, the scavenger prize behind this?
Yeah, but I was hoping that maybe it was something we could use to revive Tyson, like a Phoenix Down or something that we could use to make this right. But you said you were relieved. Why go through the effort when, for you, you're probably my best friend by any margin, and seeing you hurt so much, almost breaking in an instant, it hurt my heart to watch. I won't pretend to somewhat enjoy not having to fear him anymore. But whether or not you liked him as more than a friend or not, I don't know. But I don't want to see my friend sad. I was clinging to hope that maybe there was something behind this door that would make you happy. Orlando, buddy. I was touched, drained, but touched all the same that he'd want to help. He and Tyson hadn't really ever had one interaction that wasn't mutually friendly, and yet despite that, he or Orlando was trying to, hoping for a way to bring him back to life. I think more than anything, I could just use a hug. In a flash, he was holding me against his chest, cuddling me close. He always gave me the best hugs. Something about how dragons run naturally warmer. But more than anything, just having that tight squeeze both made me feel better, but bring on the crying again. As I sobbed into his chest, he stroked my head, trying to calm me down. Soon enough, the police came, questioned all of us, took the body away, and a week later, we had the funeral. We were only at the mansion for the rest of that day before Benson arranged transport back home. Not sure who spoke to him about it, but he was on the money about us wanting to get out of there. As far as I heard, none of us were being charged with killing him, which was a relief that all my friends were innocent, but the only ones at the funeral were Roswell, myself, and Sal. Orlando couldn't bring himself to go, and both Dean and Haas wanted to put the whole thing behind them. It doesn't seem there were many there. I don't think I even saw Tyson's dad, despite them living together.
Well, that's over at least.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tyson. I still felt numb to it all. Not sad nor angry, just numb. The funeral cemented what I'd been holding on to for the past week, but Sal explained that I was still working through the stages of grief or something. Oh, right. I was meaning to ask Roswell. Who were you talking to?
Huh? What do you mean?
Was he a relative of yours? Seemed to know you.
Oh, that guy. Can't say I'd seen him before. but supposedly he had a message for me from the people that own the mansion to pass on. Pass on to who? You, actually. Here. Roswell handed me an envelope, a wax seal keeping it closed. Aside from that, it was a blank, with no address or return address. Or no addressee.
Gonna open it.
Yep. I tore it open and had a look, eyes scanning the words. I am truly sorry for your loss. No amount of grieving will ever change his fate, and in his memory, I'll impart some wisdom that aided me when I lost someone dear to me. My throat felt dry, but I continued reading, eyes flicking out to Roswell and Sal. To avoid drowning within your sadness, take refuge in your friends, seek their comfort, and take the days one at a time. Mutual support will help you through this, and the days will come. The name of the game has and always will be solidarity. There it is. I told you.
Somebody spoiled it for Tyson's route by accident. Seems like some advice. Or seems like sound advice. Wait, there's more. Let's see. Losing someone is always hard, be it death, sadness, or themselves. To my shame, I failed to see this despite happening multiple times before me. As a favor to yourself, if you notice your friends behaving strangely, do whatever it takes to keep them safe. Accept the possible backlash and the reality that they may not be your friend afterwards, but always, always act within the interest of your friends. And then it's just signed O.H.
O.H. Seems strange not to just write your name.
Orlando. Maybe it's Orlando. Maybe his last name starts with H. Still, the thought behind it seems nice. A little clinical. I have two questions, though. For one, why send this? Talking about friendship is nice and all, but I know this. At least I think I do. I'm pretty selfless, right?
I think so.
But also, why this word underlined and in a different color? Being meta as hell. What word? Solidarity. It's a good word. Sums up the message well enough.
Can I have a look?
I handed the letter back to Roswell,
Who seemed intent on staring at Hull through the paper with how hard he was looking at it. Solidarity. I wonder. Roswell? Oh, sorry. Just thinking about things there for a moment. Anything I come up with as to why that's the case seems too silly to say out loud. Try me. Nothing really substantial, but maybe it's like that to stand out on purpose, to really make you remember the word and what it means. Although if it's trying to make you remember this moment, it almost just seems like a mean thing to do.
Don't doubt the good intentions of others, Roswell. Death is hard. Helping others through it is just as hard. Everyone copes differently. Why is the word triple underlined, circled, drawn in calligraphy, and highlighted with yellow marker, and pointed with arrows saying, "Look at this, dummy"? So, what happens now? Not sure. Probably go home, try and do something to cheer myself up.
I'm probably the same. Probably taking a long shower and mull things over under the water and get an early night.
That doesn't sound too bad, really. Dave.
Yeah?
Are you going to be okay?
I think so. Eventually.
Call on us anytime if it will help. We'll be there for you.
A couple of weeks went by and I fell out of touch with Roswell. Apparently he had moved away again. Dean and Haas were the same, having moved away. Sal was the only one I still saw at work, and occasionally we'd meet up to go see a movie. Things weren't the same, but they got better over time. I made new friends, but I never got my old ones, despite being nearly impossible to reach. I never forgot my old ones, despite being nearly impossible to reach. Bad end.
Tyson. And we're gonna go back to the good password. Anyway, I rubbed my head and got changed to go with breakfast. Okay, now I can skip to the parts where we can do something. Alright, so here we go, guys. Fast forward to the good ending. No one deserved this. I agree. And looking back on it now, like, I think this ending for Russell really makes him look like a good person, I think. Like, him and Sal went to the funeral. I feel like at first I was like, Russell, I was suspicious about. Sal I could care less for, but now that I'm looking at them, it's like, yeah, I could totally see redeeming qualities about them. Maybe I'll even do Roswell as my next route, just to kind of throw in a loop there. But yeah, at least Roswell now is like, he is caring. He's just very shy about it. He is very outspoken, but yeah, he is very conspicuous. Anyway, skip, work out. Who am I gonna work out with? Don't skip that. We're gonna skip. Not skip. We're gonna go with Tyson. Skip. Okay. I didn't know I was spotting for a bitch. Go at Tyson's pace. Stay still. Winky. Great. Blah, blah, blah. This is gonna be a very good image. Like, this is by far my favorite image in the game so far. I just love how I feel like it portrays Tyson really well as just a character. Like, he's just this lost, broken guy, and Dave is a lot more, concerned. Unlike Leo, Ty is a good boy and obviously the best character. Unlike Leo, Tyson has a sense of reality and isn't forcing all of his friends together. He's the opposite of Leo with that. Instead of forcing all the friends together, he's pushing everybody away. Whoa. Yeah. So who's more attractive? You, duh. Get kicked out. Leave me alone, Dave. Here we go. This might be the part. I'm gonna pursue you. I grabbed him by the arm and tried to hold him back, immediately finding resistance. Dude, calm down. Just tell me what's wrong. You're such a pain in the ass. You know what? Or, you know that? You don't get how fortunate you are, Dave. You have a nice bunch of friends. And what do I have? No one. Except you. But that's okay. I'm sure the others will... No, grow up. That's not how the world works. You think that everyone can get along. You think that people are just good people deep down. Sorry to be the one to tell you, but people are assholes. That's bullshit, Tyson, and you know it. Oh yeah. Tyson pushed into my personal space, getting right up into my face. Let's work down the list, shall we? First, we have a bear who thinks with his dick. God knows if he knows anything meaningful about you. Then you have the two lardasses who follow you around because you're the leader. But they push you around like you're nothing by acting nice. Then you have the pretty boy who cares more about his claws than your feelings, and a musclehead who seems to be more preoccupied with swimming than talking to anyone. I snapped. In the next moment, I was torn between headbutting him, slapping him, kneeing him in the groin, or some combination of all three. I shoved him back suddenly, throwing my weight behind the move. Oh yeah? And how does that make you any better? I'm not, but I'm upfront about it. But you know what's the real kick in the balls is? What is it, Tyson? What could possibly be the one thing that tops everything? That maybe because of you, Tyson cut himself off, looking away. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. What? I'm going home. I'll walk for all I care. Hitchhike. Whatever. I'm out. But he didn't add anything onto it, starting to walk away towards the forest. I closed the distance between where I stood and Tyson, grabbing him by the back of his hoodie. Dave, let go. No, you're starting to scare me, Ty. I don't know what's caused all this, but something's not right and I just want to help. You're better than this. Before I realized what had happened, Ty had spun me around and jabbed me square in the nose, my vision going dark for a few moments as I collapsed to the ground. Ow. My head was spinning, and through my blurry vision, I can make out Tyson lingering, watching me. Don't go. You're better without me, Dave. Enjoy your month or whatever. Immediately, those words triggered a memory from earlier that day. The mangled corpse of Tyson, in the morning outside, mauled and battered by who knows what out in the forest. Or even worse, one of us in the house, as he returned to get his things. There was no way of knowing what it was, but the feeling that Tyson's life depended entirely on what I did next spurred me to move. Ooh, they make you choose. Damn. With what strength I could muster, I lunged forward and grabbed Tyson by the leg. Wait. The hell? Let go. Tyson tried tugging his leg away to no luck. I was latched on tight and I wasn't planning on letting go. Oh my god, another strike. Jesus. Next thing I knew, I was being grabbed and lifted up, held by the ground behind my collar. Wow, this is a good strike too. You don't want me to go that bad. Why, huh? If you go, you'll... I'll what, Dave? What could be fucking important? If you go, you'll die. So you're threatening me now. You've got some nerve, pup. Please stay. I'll do anything. Just don't go out there. Tyson dropped me back to the ground, glowering at me as I picked up myself. Anything, huh? Anything. I was desperate. It wasn't worth the risk, was it? Part of me also didn't want to get punched again, and so far that wasn't happening. All right. I'll stay on one condition. I want your virginity. Woo-hoo-hoo. Tyson, let me in. Tyson, let me in your pants. If there was any comment that was going to sober me up, it was going to be that. What? I get your virginity, or I get your virginity. You still got it, yeah. I do, yeah. Great. I'll claim it now. I felt a sinking feeling in my stomach, and I couldn't look at him. But this was a small price to pay for his life, right? Okay. I don't think Tyson is dangerous. Yeah, he might be not be completely in the right mind, but that doesn't necessarily make him that bad of a person. He's very beaten, I'd say, as a person. Like, he's very abused, and yeah, he's definitely not in the mind. Like, you know, his mind has been very screwed up, I think, as a kid. But yeah, I just think he could get better. I don't want to be like this guy, like, oh, I could cure the bad boy, but legitimately Tyson has, like, you know, the realistic quality where if we can get to him enough with reality and tell him, like, it's not all like this, look at through, like it's not black and white, then we can help him. The more I think about it, the more I think about how I'm going to make sure my story's, like, well written. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay. Just give me a sec. No sooner had I grabbed my fly, I was grabbed by Tyson, and he gave me a hard stare. Inside. Now. My room. What, you don't want to do it outside in the gym? I hung my head, shuffling along behind Tyson as he led the way holding my hand. Are we gonna get a sexy scene? When we arrived in his room, he closed the door behind us and he motioned to the bed. Ooh, he took off his hoodie and his shirt, throwing them off to the side before crossing his arms. Well, I did the same, but it was different. Getting undressed usually didn't feel this way, even in the presence of other people. Something about someone sizing you up as a piece of meat on display made an otherwise simple task all the more nerve-wracking. Okay. Done. Pants next. Only pants. Last bit I get to move. I waited for Tyson to do the same first, but instead he stared me down, expecting me to make a move first. And much like removing my shirt, I felt exposed, vulnerable. I'm gonna just be safe and censor everything. I wasn't sure what to do with my hands, so I just hugged myself close, trying to keep myself from making eye contact. Alright. Tyson approached me and spun me around by the shoulders, guiding me to my bed. Get on the bed, all fours, head down. I climbed on the bed and trembled, shook before it started to catch up with me. I gripped the bed sheets and shut my eyes as hard as I could, almost holding my breath for what it was to come. I heard movement behind me, Tyson rummaging around for something behind me before hearing the pop of something opening. I followed it by the click of it closing again. When I felt him touch me, I flinched, but that's all he did, just touched, resting his hand on my hip. Minutes passed before he pulled away and instead sat on the bed next to me, sighing out. What the fuck is wrong with me? I stayed where I was, paralyzed from not knowing what was to come next. You don't want this. Hell, I don't want this. Not like this, anyway. And I'm not about to rape or wait. I read that start partly in Dave's voice. Yeah, now that I realized I don't need the censor, so bye-bye censors. So, and I'm not about to rape you either. Just... everything is so fucked. That was enough to bring me enough agency to sit cross-legged on the bed facing him, watching to see what would happen next. How's your nose? I touched it and flinched at the sudden sting, pulling my hand away from feeling it slick with slowly clotting blood. Fine, I think. Just... sore. You seeing all right? Yeah. I think so. Dave, look. I'm just... He sighed out, shoulders slumping. I fucked up. Saying sorry doesn't feel like it cut it either, you know? Well, yeah. We sat in silence for a bit, Tyson keeping his eyes locked to the floor. So, what caused all this? Nothing. Yeah, right, nothing. Spill it. Okay, you win. I don't do too good with the feelings talk, yeah? Much rather do or show than just talk about it. I don't really want to be punched again, but the gym is just downstairs if you need to burn off some steam. Nah, no. Just... give me a minute. He breathed out again before shooting me a firm stare, holding my gaze and shuffling closer. Why do you put yourself out to me? What? Answer the damn question. Truth. I just don't think you're that bad of a person. Not deep down anyway. And we're friends, right? I gulped, nodding slowly, watching as Ty's facade began to crack. Didn't know they had that special tilde thing on the end of it. Well, you know. It's what friends do for people they care about. Tyson backed off, stretching. So much that you just hand over your V card just because you want it, or just because I want it. Hold on, take two. So much that you just hand over your V card just because I want it. Given what was at stake, yeah. Yeah, bullshit. Although you've got balls, I'll tell you that much. Do you want it though?
Tyson flicked his gaze my way before looking off, visibly uneasy.
If I wanted it that bad, you'd either have my dick in your mouth or be biting down on a pillow with my dick in your ass. Then why ask for it at all? Look, I'm no queer, right? Huh? End of the day, a hole is a hole, yeah? Oh boy, he's not out of the closet with it. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting story arc. Can't wait to see where this will go. Because most of the characters are like, they'll like come out quickly, or once things start getting sexual or romantic like this, or sexually tensious like this, they'll start to come out and be like, yeah, I'm gay, but I'm nervous, or whatever. Nah, Tyson's like doubling down.
Wow. This is gonna be good. But maybe, like, it'd be nice if there was more than that, yeah? Oh. I didn't know. I meant, I guess it makes sense, but. Now hold the fucking phone. I don't know what I'm. Or wait. Yeah, he said that. Hold the fucking phone. I don't know what I meant. I was just thinking out loud. All I know is I've got your back. That's it. And I've got your back too. Just maybe don't punch me again, please. Deal. And I'm sorry. Ty shuffled closer and pulled me into a hug. A tight hug. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. It was likely that just the lack of clothes, but I was getting cold. Being close to Tyson was keeping me warm, even with just his chin resting on my head. Oh, you're probably not cold, huh? Or you probably are cold, huh? Go get some stuff on, I guess. Or go get your stuff on, I guess. I slipped off the bed as Ty let me go, shuffling to get the clothes I discarded. You probably want some time alone now, yeah? Probably a good idea. Nah, but if I wanted to stay, I could. What?
I mean, unless you don't want me around. No. No, that's not it. I just figured you might not want to be near me before. Look,
What you did was the worst thing you've done so far, by a long mile. No rational person would stick around with someone that punches them for any reason, let alone putting in a situation where they're coerced into anything sexual. Then what makes you special? Ooh, that is a tough choice. Because I like you or because I got your back? I think this is the better choice. I've got your back. Like you've got mine. You're hopeless, you know that? Tyson sighed out, getting up off the bed. I think I'm just going to have a shower and hit the sack. I have a lot to think about. Already starting to get a headache. Oh, alright. Why is everybody saying one? What if I do that? Because I like you. That's not funny. Tyson sighed out, getting up off the bed. I think I'm just going to have a shower and hit the sack. I have a lot to think about. Already starting to get a headache. Okay, guys, is one the right choice? Like, I feel like getting your back thing was like a solid thing. I would pick both, and then you say wrong choice. What's happening? They're the same. Are they? So, I'm trying to see the difference. If I get your back, I've got your back, you're hopeless. You know what? Just going to hit the shower. Both are fine. I don't know, it's just, I feel like the I got your back thing is, you're not just gonna be like, oh, let me just be your fuck buddy, but rather, let me actually respect you and respect your feelings. I think I'm just going to have a shower and hit the sack. I have a lot to think about. Alright, start sex first. Right. Me, on the other hand, wait, what? I misread. He came in close and gave me another tight squeeze before stepping back and heading into the bathroom. Me, on the other hand, put my shirt on and sheepishly left the room, heading to mine with my tail between my legs. Tail. I see what you did there. Yeah. I've never gone to it, though, myself, even though it's close to me. Ish. Kinda close. But anyway, luckily I didn't run into anyone between Tyson's room and mine, and rather than put my pants back on, I dumped them on the floor and got under the covers. 5 minutes later, I rubbed my nose the wrong way and remembered that I had been bleeding earlier and took a shower. By the time I got out I felt refreshed. Wait, there's no comma. By the time I got out, I felt refreshed, clean, and the sound of the distant thunder made me realize that we had a storm coming. With the thunder rolling in overhead, I figured it was best to settle in for the night. As I lay on my bed listening to the thunder, my thoughts wandered. Something about laying on my own bed felt off. I kept imagining myself on Tyson's bed, with him nearby, almost as if his scent had rubbed off on me so much it lingered even after a shower. The worst of it was, despite the circumstances, it wasn't the first time I'd considered messing around with Tyson, even potentially as my first. But there was always that fear that he'd take it too far, or maybe that want of something more stopped me from ever asking. Hell, there was always a doubt that he'd actually go for guys despite how he behaved. I clutched my head, growling as the thoughts started to have an effect on me. I wasn't a case of blue balls, but for sure the start of an awkward boner. Or it wasn't. The longer I lay there, the more I noticed the faintest of background noise, seemingly coming from everywhere in the room, like walls themselves were breathing. I rolled off the bed and stood in the middle of the room, trying to pinpoint the location of the sound. Where is that coming from? Hello. The sudden greeting made me jump. It sounded garbled, almost like they were putting on a fake accent. Who's there? It is good that we finally get to talk. Me? An ally. Of sorts. I slapped my face, thinking I'd fallen asleep. The cameras are currently non-operational, but planting the microphones and speakers seem to be without issue. You bugged the room? Kato, he bugged my room! To keep things simple, let's say yes. Immediately, I started to search the room for the bugs. Please pay attention. I have come to warn you, to deliver 2 messages. I stopped, listening for what the voice had to say. The first message is thus: you and your friends are in grave danger.
From who? Truthfully, it is not that simple. The most I know is that it is someone inside, or at the very least, nearby the mansion. Oh, great. Come on, Dave, wake up. Ah, have I made you nervous? I did not mean to cause alarm. After giving myself a few more slaps as a precaution, I was convinced I was awake. Are you quite alright? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Just thoroughly creeped out that my room is bugged by some guy telling me that I'm about to die. For what it is worth, I am truly sorry. The second No, hold on. Hold on. Okay, so Dumbcat asked me, are you going to stream a Dash on the 9th? Actually, I'm going to be busy the entire day on the 9th because where I'm going for college, they're having an orientation that day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the drive to get there itself is like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away. Well, it's an hour 15 without traffic, hour and a half, 2 hours with traffic. But the way back, after that, I'm celebrating a friend's birthday, like in the evening, so that whole day is going to be busy for me. I'll maybe try and do it on the 10th if I am available. Maybe like on that weekend, like 9th, 10th, 11th. But yeah, my priorities right now are to get the Adastrians episode up, to get the outtakes clips like more trimmed for Cetus, because, I feel bad for giving him 2 hours of content. And to get the I should have said beforehand, I also need to get the Stadler's and a new Virginia actor's lines, so that's up there. But last but not least, I gotta get schoolwork done too. Like, I'm taking my second summer class, and it's just, twice a week stuff, and they cram like a week's worth of stuff within one lecture or one section for things. And 1 week has like 2 weeks worth of stuff in a quarter system. Anyway, I know Yuki Kuki, he makes funny videos, but I don't want to get spoiled, so I'd rather watch Lair or Dirk. Well, that's so nice of you, Noonon. Yuki Kuki is more comedy. Oh no, why? Well, I guess I could watch Yuki Kuki. Anyway. Hey, do you know that we get a... Yep, I know about that. I talked to the creator about that. Talked to Basket. You know the hidden blah blah blah. Oz... Is Oz a typical Sims player? I think we think about that. Still holding. Oh, sorry, I gotta get back to Mr. Oz here, which we don't know is Oz yet. Oh my god, Roman, why are you staying up for me at 4 a.m.? No, that's bad. Don't do that. I didn't mean to keep you waiting. I promised to play Minecraft with you, and I was like, I'm gonna do it after the stream. And then I got delayed, and it's 4 a.m. his time. Sorry. Maybe I could do it the next day with him in the morning. Yikes. But yeah, anyway, with Tyson and Dasher, as soon as they come out, I'm going to try and play them, but... Anyway. First of all, this is fucking insane. Second, why are you telling me? Third, what the fuck? The absurdity and my nerves were starting to get the better of me. That classic hyena snicker starting to punctuate how nervous I was getting over time. 2 sex scene in 1 month. Yay! I thought Minecraft died 3 years ago, and it got revived this last year. And I actually like Minecraft. Turns out I like Minecraft again. I might just do that sometimes for like streams. Maybe do like a Minecraft stream. Oh no, I'm becoming a Minecraft YouTuber. Anyway, the absurdity by my nerves were starting to get the better of me. That classic hyena snicker starting to punctuate how nervous I was getting over time. Please understand, I do this only to warn you. I do not want to see people die.
At first, I did not think there was any real danger, until I saw you in the vault. The vault? I did not expect someone to get it to work, honestly. It was never meant to function at all. I run my eyes, tiredness catching up to me. Yeah, well, it was just a hallucination or something. I don't know. A hallucination that saved someone's life. The comment hung in the air while I moved back over to the bed, closing my eyes and trying to get some sleep. The likelihood of you believing me is near 0%. Oh, wait. That would sound like something Dave would say, but the likelihood of you believing me is near 0%, I can tell. I just want to get some sleep. Go talk to someone else. Unfortunately, there isn't the time. I needed to relay these messages to you now before it happens again. After all, I know what you did. I know what you did last summer. And what did I do? You saved a life. More than what I could accomplish with all the knowledge I've accumulated over the years. I didn't save anyone. Oh, really? Then I suppose prostrating before Tyson to stop him leaving was just something you're into? Either way, I could not send Benson without knowing what you saw. Benson? He works for you? He's my butler. Of course he does. Although, you'll find him a lot less of an ally than I can be currently. I wondered just what Benson had been told or ordered to do, but it was becoming more likely that he was one that installed the bugs in my room. Well, alright, but what do I call you then? That is difficult to answer. Not even a code name or anything? There was nothing but static for a while before the voice came through again. Oz. What, like the Wizard of... Is this acceptable? Fine, whatever. Oz it is. You had a second message, right? Oh yes, correct. The second message was the motive for you to stay. Understandably, having your life at risk may cause you to want to flee, but I assure you this is a bad decision. Give me one reason. If you can make it through your time here alive, along with all your friends, I can consider it a success. However, as it stands, the shadow of death lingers over at least one of your friends regardless. It sounded like this ally was suddenly a lot more malicious than he was letting on. What? If we leave, you're going to kill one of us? No. This is what I wish to avoid. I cannot speak for who is behind this, however. It is merely what I have discovered. As a sign of good faith, I can arrange for a chauffeur to take you back home right now if you so wish. Or at the very least, a publicly available taxi if you do not feel safe. Huh? I respect that this has come out of nowhere, and asking you to trust a disembodied voice claiming there is death in store for you and your own is near insanity. But please, trust in me. I was in that strange state where I was tired, but awake enough for everything to start sinking in. What if seemed to be the one question sticking with me. What if we were all in danger? What if the only way to save my friends was to stay? But what if this person on the other side of the microphone was lying? What if they're the reason I had the gut feeling and vision of my friend's demise? I had a choice to make, stay or leave. If I left, I can guarantee at least my own life, and a trip to a therapist afterward. But if I stayed, who knows what could happen?
It had all come down to if I could trust Oz or not. It'd be interesting if he left, but we're gonna stay. Why not? We're gonna stay. Okay, I'll stay. This brings much relief, friend. But what am I meant to do now? I would suggest sleeping. I'll see what I can find out for you and relay it when I can confirm you're alone. It is best that, in case one of your friends is behind this, my intervention on their plan goes unnoticed. So what? I'm supposed to doubt my friends? In the interest of being rational, no. It would make no sense for you to put everything you trust in me anyway. You will need your friends to get through this. And what if I need to contact you? There should be no need. I promise that, assuming we can talk again tomorrow night, you can ask me as many questions as you like, and I'll do my best to answer. You'll do your best? I do not know everything, and nor do I wish to give myself away. Fine. I'll have my questions ready. Okay, well. Sleep well, friend. You too, I guess. But the only thing that greeted me was silence. Not even any background noise to say that the speaker was still broadcasting. Okay, back to trying to sleep, I guess. No sooner had I laid my head on the pillow, the rain started to fall. Soon after that, I had drifted off to sleep. And that is the end of days 5 and 6, and technically 7 when we got the bad ending. But that is where I'm gonna end tonight. I'm getting tired, even though it's only 8:15 here. Try to get through this alive. Oh, my beer. Oh my goodness. Roman, don't do that to yourself. No, don't make him pull out a knife. Don't do it. I don't think the butler did all what has happened. It's horror after all, so there will be monsters like an Echo, I assume. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Beat Echo, though. Do you really beat Echo in theory? Good night, Roman. Great seeing you here. Your iPad broke. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm trying to get my other voice actors to come in for recording tonight. I feel really bad because I told them at 7 o'clock I could do this, but now it's 8. Hopefully they're still there. Anyway, I saved already, so that is all I have for this episode. And until next time... Wait, what? Hallie knew the end. Are you talking about 1915? Because I know that one. If there's 1915, there's a dash strip. But anyway, I'm done for now. So that is all I have for this episode. And until next time, take care, guys.